Hello, my name is Kevin Ruiz, and today I'm going to be talking to you about getting started with GitHub on Windows 10. Why GitHub? GitHub is a code hosting platform for version control and collaboration that lets groups work on open source projects pretty much anywhere. GitHub can also be used as an online portfolio by uploading projects you have made and including a link on your resume for future employers. To help make your account more interactive, GitHub provides means of hosting your own website to which you can place links that showcase your portfolio projects. And finally, GitHub can track your activity based on the contributions you have made to open source projects, which may please future employers and increase the likelihood of becoming employed. Before getting started, you must have access to the internet. Also, please create a new account on github.com. Keep in mind, if you are going to provide a link to your GitHub account on your resume, you want to keep your account name professional. Finally, have a coding project that you would like to upload to your GitHub account. The topics I'll be going over today is the installation of Git, which is the version control software GitHub is built on, and what we will be using to upload our projects to our GitHub account. Next, we will be creating a local repository, a method to organize files of a single project through Git Bash. After creating our repository, we'll commit or add our project files into our repository. When the commit has been made, we will then create a repository on GitHub and link our GitHub repository to the repository on our desktop. Finally, we will push the files of our local repository to our GitHub account. Installing Git. To install Git, we will need to go to the link displayed on the screen. Once there, download the latest version for Windows. Once the installation application for Git is downloaded, go to the folder where it's located. Open the application and go through the installation process. If you have a preferred text editor that you'd like to use, select it here. In my case, it's Sublime Text. When adjusting your path environment, make sure that Git from the command line and also from third-party software is selected. Git will be installed once the installation process is completed. Creating a local repository. Before creating a repository, these are some useful Git bash commands to know. One is pwd, which tells us our current place within the directory, cd, which is used to change our current directory to another, and ls, which lists the files within the current directory. When creating a local repository, we need to first figure out where the project files are located. To do this, open up File Explorer and go to the folder where your project files are. Once there, click on the location bar at the top, and this will be where your files are located. Now that we have the location, go back to your desktop, right-click on it, and click on Git Bash here. With Git Bash now open, we need to get the directory where our project files are located. To do this, first type in pwd to figure out where we currently are, which in my case, we are in the desktop directory. If you type in cd, we go to the default user/username directory, which I can confirm by typing pwd. Take a look at where your project files are located, and because we're already in the username directory, we only need to type in this portion of the directory location. So to get there, type in cd for change directory, and then your project file location. Now we are in the directory where the project files are located. While in our project file directory, in Git Bash, type in git init, and this will create a local repository within your project file. Committing the project files. Now that we've created our local repository, we're able to add our project files to it. This is known as committing the files. In Git Bash, we need to make sure that we are in the same directory where we created our local repository. We can verify this by the master that is at the end of our directory location line. We can also verify this by typing in git status, and it will say we are in the master branch and that no commits have been made yet. When adding files to our new local repository, we need to first stage them for the commit. This is done so by typing in git add period. The period means that we are staging all of the files within the directory. To verify that we stage them correctly, we type in git status once again, and it will say changes to be committed. Now that we have staged the files that we want to commit, we can proceed to type in git commit -m and then type in whatever message you want to label this commit. For me, I will label it first commit. Hit enter and it will commit the files. Create and link a GitHub repository. To create a new GitHub repository, first open your preferred web browser, go on to github.com, log into your account if you've not done so already, and in this section to the left, if you have never created a repository before, there will be a text and an option to create a new repository. Otherwise, just click the new button as shown. Once you're on the Create a New Repository screen, type in a repository name of your choosing. Type in a description if you choose to do so. Select whether you want your project to be seen by the public or privately. And because we will be importing an existing repository, we do not have to select this option right here. Once you have done the previous steps, select Create a Repository. Now that we've created our GitHub repository, go back to your desktop, right-click on your desktop, select Git Bash here, and go back to the directory where your local repository is located. When you are in the directory of your local repository, go back to your internet browser and we will focus on this third section right here. Either type or copy and paste this first line into Git Bash. Your HTTP link will be different than mine. Once you hit enter, your GitHub repository will now be linked to your local repository. Pushing the project files. With your repositories linked, either type or copy and paste the second line into Git Bash. Once you hit enter, you push your local repository files to your GitHub repository. With your local repository files pushed to your GitHub repository, hit refresh on your internet browser, and you should see your files right here, creating your new GitHub repository. Now that you know how to create a repository, you are able to start working on projects via multiple devices, or better yet, start building your online portfolio to better your chances for employment.